Plan Commission to order. We'll do roll call. You can do roll call.
Jerry Jackson,
Present.
Vicky Gushrowski,
Present.
Miles Fettinger,
Present.
Drew Buchanan.
Present.
Pete Saunders and Julie West. So we've got quorum. The minutes were distributed with your packet. Has everyone had a chance? I wasn't here, so I'll abstain on the vote. Everyone had a chance to look at the minutes. Any corrections, comments?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion passed. That was item 3. Item 4 on the agenda is zoning, is that what I read before? Zoning text amendment, 24-01 petition to add tobacco store and smoke shop and vape shop to list of permitted uses as a special exception use in the B1 Neighborhood Commercial District, B2 General Commercial District, CBD1 Downtown District, and CBD2 Hamlet District, and add definitions for the smoke shop, tobacco store, and vape and smoke shop to the 2017 City of LaPorte Revised Joint Zoning Ordinance. David, do you have?
Yeah, so if you go to the next slide, I can kind of explain as we go through the proposed text amendment to change the zoning ordinance to amend section 7.02 uses. And this is strictly for the B1 neighborhood commercial and B2 general commercial district, to add tobacco store and smoke shop and vape shop to the schedule of permitted uses as a special exception use in both of those districts under retail trade.
Meaning the BZA would have to approve it?
Yeah, so the BZA has a special process that they go through special exception review criteria. And so the Board of Zoning Appeals would have exclusive criteria to approve within those districts. And so that's just those two. And then the second part of it, I broke it out into two to make it less confusing, is to amend section 8.02 uses, which applies to the Central Business District 1, which is the downtown district for zoning, and CBD 2, this is Hamlet District. It's just south of the downtown area, a darker purple, and the downtown is a lighter purple color on the zoning map. And that would do the same thing as to add it as a special exception use under retail trade, because currently is not defined in the zoning ordinance, otherwise it's not permitted. This is in line with to allow a process to go through the Board of Zoning Appeals, which is our special exception approval process, which allows the 7 criteria, and people can submit an application, and the board would give their recommendation and decision on that.
So questions, what's been the process for this up till now? Obviously, we have these shops in town. How'd they get there?
As far as we know, it's retail trade. It's a retail use, and retail allows up to a certain square footage in each of those zones, and there's different number of square feet per building that is allowed, so it just falls.
So we're just providing a new process for them to go into different parts with different zoning requirements?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Because currently, there's no regulation. One shop could open up right next to another shop. You can have multiple. You could have,
Yeah.
they could be next to a school. There was no way to regulate.
So this is gonna be equivalent to like the tattoo parlor. There is no zoning for tattoo. Every single one has to be a special exception in front of the BZA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also in here are some 1,000-foot buffers. Why were those included?
Yeah, so currently, Indiana Code 35-46-1-11.4 sets a limit on 1,000 feet to basically schools. And so it kind of outlines those 1,000-foot buffers as applied to the whole zoning district. So
Gotcha.
it's not any particular site. If somebody came in with right in the middle of it, obviously that would change. And so it just gives you a general idea of kind of what that would look like.
Okay.
And you can kind of see this, where the schools are on there.
And that's a state law,
Yeah,
but, okay.
that was 2020.
David, where is this, what's the genesis of this zoning ordinance change proposal?
So the genesis of this, so city council has recommended to the planning department and the plan commission to make a recommendation on changes to allow for certain rules and a process for reviewing smoke shops, vape shops, tobacco shops in the zoning ordinance, because there is nothing there now. And so that's where this is coming from. I forgot to mention that before, but that's the process that you go through with changing the ordinance.
Further questions or discussion? Any comments from the public? Seeing no further, I'd ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item 5 is the last item on the agenda. Preliminary plat 24-03 petition to create a 27-lot subdivision called Bailey Park subdivision. The petitioner is Steiner Homes. Are you with Steiner Homes?
I'm the engineer.
Okay. Come forward and present, please. State your name and,
I'm representing Steiner.
okay.
On behalf of the multifamily side, so I'll sit behind him.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Alonzo Garcia with Great Lakes Engineering. This evening I'll be presenting Bailey Park subdivision. It is a 27-lot subdivision located on 18th Street in LaPorte. It consists of 2 separate parcels, approximately 5 acres in total size, one being 3 acres, the other being 2. This parcel is connected by an easement located on the south side of the parcels. It is proposed to construct duplexes on each individual lot for the 27-lot subdivision. So each lot will have one part of duplex, so a duplex would consist of 2 lots. A 20-foot alleyway is proposed to be constructed through the subdivision that will loop back onto 18th Street. And the subdivision is served by a detention pond located southwest of the property, I believe called Torino Pond. That is it.
All right. David, do you want to present your report? Or do you have any comments, sir?
No, other than, I mean, if you guys need to see what we're building out there, propose, I have pictures and plans and all that.
I think they're in the packet, aren't they?
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
So item number 5, preliminary plat 24-03 is 27-lot subdivision called Bailey Park subdivision. As is described, this is to subdivide 2 parcels which encompass about approximately 5 acres of land, as you see on the screen there, into 27 lots. This is, the current ordinance allows the subdivider to present a preliminary plat to the plan commission for preliminary approval and making a recommendation to the Board of Public Works and Safety on this subdivision. Here's the next one. Sorry about that. Do you want me to go? Should be fine. Okay. This image on the screen just shows the drainage arrows, just showing between each lot. There's the alley that the petitioner had described behind on the south side of the proposed lots. And then you see the ones on the south side of the alley there as well. In addition to that, and then the next slide will show just the general makeup of the lots itself. As you see, there's the utility easements kind of through the middle there that were described as well for utilities in the middle of the development itself. Section, I'll just go through this real quick because it with the R2A Townhouse Residential District, it is established to allow the development of attached single-family dwellings with common sidewalls, which each one of these will be two paired homes. And so there is a specific section that is important to read. Section 5.03, lot area width requirements shall be met for all lots with frontage along a public road or street. And so section 5.03D states that the lot width requirement shall not apply to individual units within a development that have access by a private road system that is internal to the development, as was described before. In addition, section 5.03H also requires that lots created for the purpose of single-family detached or two-family attached dwellings meet the building dimensional requirements of the R1D single-family residential district. As was described, these lots are adjacent, are only accessible by a private road system from 18th Street. So therefore, each of the lots is not required to meet the minimum lot width and frontage requirements as specified in section 5.03 of the 2017 City of LaPorte revised joint zoning ordinance. And so staff does recommend based on the preliminary plat, is approval of the, recommendation for approval of the preliminary plat.
Thank you. Any questions for the petitioner or for David?
In regards to the units, I see that there's no garages with these. So where will there be parking for the cars for the individuals who live at these units?
Yeah, there's garages.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, sorry, it might not be clear on that. We have a larger set of plans right here, but each unit, if I can, I'll bring more up to show you. Can we step up here, is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, this is the front of the units. I have color renderings as well. The back of
Okay.
the units, the garages will be in the back.
Okay,
So if you envision that road,
so
kind of
8,
a horseshoe all the way around.
right.
and the
So the units on the 3-acre lot that are in the back, so I'm assuming that the units on 18th will be facing 18th. Those units that are in the back, how will they get to the garage?
Great question. So those units will have front-loaded garages.
Okay,
So those units we haven't designed yet, but all the front on 18th Street will all be rear-loaded. The ones in the back side, those will be front-load garages.
Okay.
And they'll all be two-car garages.
okay,
Every unit.
all right, thank you.
Other questions?
Is the city gonna be responsible for maintaining this horseshoe loop?
Yes, sure.
Craig Phillips, Community Development and Planning Director. It's my understanding that once this process is complete, that the alleyway, the access road or alleyway will be dedicated to the city for maintenance.
Okay, then is it going to meet city standards?
Yes, it's
during
been designed in
construction?
conjunction with the engineering department. The utilities and the roadways have all been designed in conjunction with the city and meet city specs.
I know this is kind of a silly one now. In the front, there's still our walkway. That doesn't get interfered with this construction?
No,
The-
that falls outside, the property line of that the property line for this development, sorry, falls behind that walkway.
Okay,
Our 18th Street Greenway, as we refer to it, yeah.
yes, and since there's no front-load garages there, there won't be.
There's no interruption of that walkway as part of
Yeah.
construction, correct.
All right, that's good. All
There-
right, thank you.
There's already one started
One
or-
unit, yep. Before the plating process, we allowed one unit on the parcel that
Right.
existed there, for the purposes of construction of the, just the first duplex unit,
Yeah,
yes.
so there's already one there and it's nowhere near the greenway or,
They're set back quite a distance from the
yeah.
greenway.
How much space in between the units? How much yard space will
15
there
feet,
be?
I believe.
There's a 50-foot setback for each individual lot, so, for instance, 2 lots will have a 15-foot total setback, whether it's 10 on each side, 5 on the other, 7.5 and 7.5, so 15 generally. There's easements between some, so some may be 20, I think. It's
And the
10 and
minimum
10.
for fire code is 10 feet.
Okay.
Is the plan to build several of these as spec or build them as they're sold, do you know, or?
Well, it all depends, right? So our plan is, right now, we're gonna start two more after approval, and they're all being built as spec houses.
Okay.
And then if they were to sell, and someone wanted one, we would do that, but right now, the plan is to build them as specs. If pre-solds come about, we would be happy to entertain that.
Okay.
I've been involved in the utility process, and I don't have concerns there. Sanitary sewer is getting bid here in the next 2 weeks, and or is out for bid. And water, the materials are out there, the water department's handling that end. And the storm drainage is going to the city's basin that we just recently enlarged in the back. So I don't have concerns with utilities
And
at
these
this point.
units, do they have basements or no basements?
They're gonna be crawl spaces and slabs.
Okay.
We are entertaining some basements, because some of the initial feedback we're getting for phone calls, a lot of people want basements.
Okay.
We're in the $400,000 to $500,000 price point, so that's something that we're wrestling through right now. The first ones that we have right now are crawl spaces with
Okay.
4 floors.
Okay,
That's all 4 floors.
okay.
When you dug that first one, were there any signs of water in the excavation?
It was dry as a bone, soil was good, so all was good right there.
That's what I expected, but,
Yeah,
yeah.
we did a couple test digs, and, so we were fairly aware of that, but yeah, it's great soil.
Okay, good. Other questions from board members? I haven't given the
Public hearing.
yeah, I haven't given the public, do we have a public hearing on this? We do, don't we? I'll open the public hearing at this point. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to comment? If there is no one going to comment, I'll close the public hearing. Okay, we'll close the public hearing. Any further questions before we vote? All right, I'll entertain a motion,
So moved.
I'll second.
and that's a motion to
Approve, sorry.
approve the plat, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. Let's see, item 6 is old business. I don't know if we have any old business. Do you have anything, David? How about on the City of LaPorte, item 7, City of LaPorte Comprehensive Plan Update? Anything there?
Just give you a quick update on that. We have kicked off the effort with our consultants with regard to the city's new comprehensive and transportation plan. We anticipate over the coming month, next few months, we're going to be doing stakeholder input, public input, having a variety of public input sessions to gather, feedback on that early stages of the project. We anticipate this will take about 1.5 years from start to finish before it goes through the approval process at the Plan Commission and Council stage. And there will be plenty of opportunity for input and, involvement along the way. We will also have an advisory committee and a steering committee set up for this too, so they'll have different representation throughout the community on that as well. So we just kicked it off. We just had our literal kickoff meeting, as it's called, with the consultants, and we're looking forward to the process and a good plan once it's said and done. It's going to be heavily weighted towards transportation, very big focus on some of the truck traffic issues in the community, as well as the need for some additional connections, especially on the north side of the city, east-west. And so I think it's going to be an exciting process. So.
Who is the consultant?
Oh, sorry, we've hired Rundell Ernstberger Associates out of Indianapolis, and they're partnered with Lockmuller Associates. We're working primarily with their South Bend office, and they're also working with Compass Point Advisors on the public engagement portion of the plan.
Is there a process to get it approved and accepted after?
Yeah, so at the end of the process, it will come first to the Plan Commission, and then a recommendation to the council.
Council, okay.
Is there an expected timeline?
Roughly 18 months from start to finish. So
Okay.
from last month, roughly 18 months. So end of
Okay.
2025.
25, okay. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any public comment on non-agenda items? Seeing no public comment, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, we're adjourned. Thank you all. Yep.